Hey everybody, this is Jared, and today's date is December the 3rd, 2016, and it is a very early Saturday morning. I'm up at 3:49 a.m. I've been pretty busy, and I've come to this portion of my duties. I'm back to recite some poems from a feature favorite poet, and today's featured poet is one Steve Roggenbuck. The one thing I can say about Steve Roggenbuck is that he is definitely attached himself to a very creative niche, if you want to call it that. He is inescapably, undeniably, perfectly random, and I love that. I love that about him. He definitely lives outside the box. He is a poet, blogger, YouTuber, and you should definitely catch his work on YouTube. I'll leave a link in the description in the box. For those who are looking at this on YouTube, and I will also leave the link on my blog. Steve Roggenbuck was born in 1987. He grew up in Ruth, Michigan. He attended Central Michigan University as an undergraduate and began an MFA in poetry at Columbia College, Chicago. MFA, of course, is Master for I said that. What was that? I think I know this. I know what that is. Master of Fine Arts. That's right. And he attempted that, but he dropped out of it. When he became disillusioned for various reasons. And I remember reading an article about that. And then in 2012, he began touring the United States with his unique form of poetry and performing them. I ran into Steve Roggenbuck's work about 3 years ago, but it was only I think it was about 3 years ago. But it was only recently when I heard him recite some poems from Walt Whitman that really made me pay more attention to him. And again, I have to say he is undeniably random and does it in such a way that you can't help but find him eye-catching. But that's a personal opinion. With that being said, he's published pretty much all of his own stuff. And I'm going to be reading some of his random pieces of work from his I Am Like October When I Am Dead, his 2010 chapbook. I think it was his first book. He also published Crunk Juice, If You Don't Love the Moon, You're an Asshole, and one other comes to mind, Live My Life, Selected and New Poems, from 2008 to 2015, which of course was published in 2015. Wow, there's a lot I can say about Steve Roggenbuck, because but I do recommend that you check him out on YouTube. He's amazing. You can go to his website. I mean, you can type his name up in any search engine. He will come up. He is just energetic and amazing for that. And with that, I'm going to recite several of his random pieces to give you an idea of what his poetry is like. Some people may find it a little unorthodox and not like what you perceive as poetry, but that's what's so unique about him. These pieces come from, of course, his 2010 chapbook, I Am Like October When I Am Dead. 1. I don't care about reading a poem. Who do you think I am, Robert Frost? I have never been in the woods, and I hate walking. 2. I drank 10 gallons of rice milk and pulled the headlights out of my car hood. Now they are way gone. 3. There's a show on the History Channel about the Mayan doomsday prophecy. Jupiter is in the south of the sky. I love you in the sky, like the hurricanes of Jupiter. Number 4, and this is one of my personal favorites. I have 2 sunflowers wilting on my bookshelf. That's it. That's all. The poem is done. Get out. I love that. It's like he's saying, okay, I've given you something poetic, okay, and it's brief, okay, now you can bounce. I love that. All right, the 5th one, it goes, Climbing onto this church, thank God, carrying a giant rake with me to scare walking individuals. 6. I am like October when I am dead. There is my hand. I am like the killers of people. 7. I rented a movie and recorded over it with 2 hours of myself on the video. I am shouting compliments at my family. I burn my car on purpose. It is January. I greet myself at the beginning of a great career. 8. The hymnal at my grandmother's funeral says, "Wives, be subordinate to your husbands, as is proper in the Lord." 5 months ago, I saw a video of a dog being thrown into a garbage compactor. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to laugh at that. And the last piece of random poetry by Steve Roggenbuck. To my nephew on his birthday, I will choke your dad. I don't care. I'm not afraid. I like that. But anyway, like I said, he is outstandingly random, and I think that's his magic. But to get a better insight of Steve Roggenbuck, you must visit his channel on YouTube and just listen to him completely go off wonderfully about nature and various other subjects. I think you would better appreciate him, as opposed to what I just did here reading. But I enjoy reading his poetry, and I will send this to you, Steve, and I hope I did your work justice. And again, this is Jared, and I will see you guys. Let's see. I usually do this every other Thursday. Let's see. Let me see here. All right. I was supposed to have done this on the 1st, so it will be on the 15th when you guys see me again. And with that, keep reading and sharing writs. And well, until that time, later.